Hello, my name is Dr. Nishi Pulugurtha, and I am an associate professor in the Department of English, Brahmananda Keshav Chandra College, Kolkata. I am also an author, a poet, and a translator.
Hello, I am Nabanita Shengupto, Assistant Professor of Shoshana College under the University of Calcutta. And I'm also a translator, also interested in translation theories and a creative writer.
Sometime in 2021, both of us, as part of a very casual conversation, decided to work together on a project. We have a lot of similarity of interests, and in one such conversation, we decided that we could think of working together, doing a collaborative project. And both of us have a lot of interest in women's writing and in mental health issues. So and Navonita is a very good translator. So all of these things came together. So the project that we decided to embark on at that point of time in 2021 was one where we would be editing a volume of translations of short stories written by women authors in the several Indian languages on the theme of mental health. So, this was our focus at that point of time. And this casual conversation went on to become a serious project. And in 2021, we floated the first call for translations. Formally, we floated the first call for translation at that point of time. We did not have a publisher in mind. We thought that we would begin work and see how this moves on, and then later on think of approaching a publisher. This volume that we are talking about, both of us are editors of this volume, and the volume is called Bandaged Moments, Stories of Mental Health by Women Writers from Indian Languages. And this volume is going to be published by Niyogi Books. It's forthcoming, so in another 3 to 4 months, the book should be published.
Actually, translation remains a point of interest for both of us. So that was one common point of beginning, and also mental health that interested us. Um, so when we embarked on this, we were actually not aware of whether we would even get the stories, how many stories, and what would be the quality of them. But one thing that prompted us to this was a dearth of women authors in translation. Through our course of reading, in fact, both of us would agree to that we realized that women author in translation, particularly also in terms of short stories, that was not much. It was lacking. Most of the translation anthologies that we came across did not carry substantial number of women authors. They were very ill represented. So that was one point. And also the fact that mental health is not something that is spoken about. It's something that we just keep on ignoring, and we would prefer to maintain a hush hush about it. So these two things made us realize that a work like this will probably open up an entire new set of discourse, and might help in kind of generating a new kind of conversation around the theme of both translation, women's writing, as well as mental health. All these three things coming together.
Yeah, so as she says, sourcing the stories was a big issue. There was a point of time when we almost thought that the project would have to be abandoned at some point of time, because we were not getting stories, we were not getting translations, we were not getting interest. We approached almost anyone and everyone who was interested in literature, in translation, poets, authors. We just reached out to almost everyone and anyone. And that is when we realized, as Nabonita just said, how few authors, how few women authors are there. Maybe they're not in the public domain, they're not known, their work is not known. the represent their much less representation of women, as she said. So we saw all of this when we set out to collect stories, translations from various Indian languages. So sourcing the stories has been a very difficult task for us, and this went on for quite some time. I think it was towards the end of 2023 that we more or less knew that we were now on the track, and the book would finally, the manuscript would finally be ready.
Yes, and we were also not sure about whom to publish with, because we did not know, this was something new that we were doing, and we didn't know whether publishers would be interested or not. But we've been fortunate that Niyogi Books had been really very encouraging in their acceptance of this, and also they did also help us solve a few copyright issues that we had been dealing with. So because again, with translations, publishing of translation, copyright becomes a big problem, and we also realized how with every language these or with publishers of various languages, these copyright issues are dealt in various ways. So it has been a huge learning experience for us. Another problem that we've been facing, as she spoke about sourcing the stories, is an understanding of what kind of stories we were looking for. So mental health and women writers, the moment we spoke of these two, people confused it quite often with domestic abuses. So quite a number of stories that we received, in spite of their being good ones, we could not use them because they did not primarily deal with mental health. Instead, they were dealing with domestic abuse. So that was another initial problem that we had to kind of deal with. So.
Yeah, and when we set out, actually, we wanted to, we had a shorter, smaller time frame for the published stories. But because we were not getting adequate stories, we decided to keep them, we decided to remove the timeline absolutely. And the anthology right now has, most of the stories, translations are of contemporary short stories. But there's one story, a Marathi story that was published in 1932, which I think is very interesting because it shows a woman writer writing on a subject of mental health at that point of time, where she presents a woman who is described as crazy, as mad, and presents it with a lot of empathy. And the most recent story that finds place in the anthology is one of that was published in 2023. So there is a huge time period that the translator stories belong to in the anthology.
Yes, and also there is the diversity of language. Actually, we have some languages which are non-scheduled languages, like we have Marwari, we have Magahi. So we were really delighted that we could source these stories, and these are quite powerful stories. So, though these languages do not often get represented in the mainstream media, we forget that these languages carry very powerful voices, and we feel that we are privileged that we could bring at least a few of these voices out. So that is another thing that we were very happy about. We have 15 languages represented in this book. Right, we have stories from Punjab, we have stories from written in Telugu, Tamil, Kannada. So also Assamese stories, Gujarati. Gujarati was the last one, as she mentioned. So Gujarati was one of the last stories that we received, and we one of the problems actually was also which took a lot of because of which the book took a lot of time to form, was also that we were not getting most of the major languages, and we thought that we must include at least most of the major languages of India, so that it is kind of a there's a proper representation of various languages. So this mix of various languages across India made this book richer in many ways.
So there are 26 stories now in this anthology, and each of these stories speak about a particular kind of mental illness, both non-clinical and clinically diagnosed as well, and explores the way in which mental health interferes with an individual's life, with the caregiver's day-to-day existence. And we hope that each of these stories and their focus on mental health will make us aware of mental health issues and make us speak more of mental health in the Indian context. I think that is something that we hope this anthology would lead to.
One more thing I think we should point out before concluding, that is though the stories are written by women authors, it does not mean that all our protagonists are women, or not all stories are women centric. For example, one story that we have by Lakshmi Kannan, that is based on schizophrenia, and we have as a protagonist a young boy. So it is a mix. While we have stories which deal with women's bodies and its association with mental health, we also have stories which talk about the clinical disorder in terms of mental health. So there's a kind of good mix, as already she mentioned.
So this is in brief about our anthology, forthcoming anthology, Bandaged Moments, to be published by Niyogi Books. And both of us, Nobonita Sengupto and I, Nishi Pulugurtha, we've edited this volume. We've enjoyed this whole process. It's been a learning process for both of us. And we are greatly thankful to all our contributors for their patience. And a big thank you to Saranga for asking us to speak about our work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.